Hello, everyone. I'm Neely, and I would like to welcome you to ListenUp Podcast. We're in season 4, where our focus is going to be on the arts. And today we have Ann and Jennifer Lester with us. They are fashion promoters and agents in the Hampton Roads area. Ann, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Al.
Good.
It's so good to be here, really, and looking forward to this.
Yes. And Jen, thank you for coming. And
so glad to be here.
participating.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. You've such a beautiful space, and you've such a wonderful podcast that you do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So let's get right down to it. So I met you guys at a meeting, and there's an event that we're coming up, and had the opportunity to talk with you. And you started this organization, is Splash Entertainment is what it's called?
Right, Splash Entertainment Group. That's
Okay.
the company. I started the company in 2006. Initial focus was model and talent management. We kind of shifted a little bit more towards the show production now,
Right.
just events and what's gotten the most interest from the public, I guess. But the VA Fashion Week is sort of our main event that we try to do every year. We've missed.
When
a
is
few
VA
years.
Fashion Week?
We're not doing a full week this year. We're just doing one main show, and that's going to be October 19th. It's going to be at MoCA. VAFashionWeek.com has all the information, as well as we have tickets on Eventbrite that are available right now. We're excited because this weekend we've been asked to sort of partner with or be a part of the Timberland Way weekend. And of course, I'm a big fan of all the music that's come out of Virginia over the past, 25 years or so.
Yeah.
And Timberland has been such a significant contributor to that. So I was thrilled to find out that he was being honored. And unfortunately, he won't be able to make it to our show because he has to fly back out after he's honored.
Oh, the show is that Sunday.
The show is that
Okay,
Sunday.
right,
He's
'cause-
the tribute to him is going to be on Friday and Saturday.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But we're hoping, some of the team will be there, and we're going to feature a lot of his music during the fashion show. So we're really going to salute the music of Virginia as well as the fashion.
Awesome. Jennifer, how long have you been, you've probably been helping your mother for a while. So in what capacity do you help your mother?
Let's see. I am sort of her assistant, her VP. I help her with everything that she does. I help coordinate the shows. I'm sort of her other set of eyes and ears.
Okay.
When we have shows, because there are so many different places that you have to be, and there's so many different tasks that have to be taken care of on the day of the event.
Yeah.
And I also just help organizing the model calls, organizing the communications with models, designers, other talent who are involved with our events, and just with the planning process, the production process. It's all something that I've been very excited to do, and I've been very interested in since I was a little kid.
Yeah. Are you the main originator of the Fashion Week in this area?
There's the other person involved in this that's
Yeah.
been my partner from day one is Ron Cook.
Okay.
Ron is now based out of D.C. He is a really international fashion stylist. He's worked with a lot of different celebrities. He, as a stylist as well as a runway producer, he was up in New York producing a fashion show during Fashion Week. He, has traveled the world doing fashion.
He has done shows in Germany, the Virgin Islands, France, I think.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, my.
all over the world. Amazing work.
He knows how to keep it together. He's the one he's backstage, handles all the fittings, the lineup, and just he keeps his cool. He's been doing this for so long. He just keeps his cool during the entire thing. Well, we're kind of sometimes running around a little bit crazy. Why isn't this person here yet? What's going on with this? Why isn't this set up yet?
While you
Trying to do
guys
all
are
that.
herding cats,
He's got-
he's focused.
He's focused.
Right.
He's got everything that's going out onto the runway. He's got under control.
He's done this a million times, so nothing can shock him, nothing can freak him out. He's
Yeah.
done this so many times, so many different places that he's seen it all.
Gotcha. So you've also been involved in some acting. So talk about your organization. So you've been doing this for 19 years now?
Right. About
Okay.
about I think 19 years 18 years since we started the Fashion
Right.
Week.
Yeah.
First Fashion Week. 19 years since I started Splash. And
Okay.
it was right after when I was starting it and just managing models, and I met Ron's sister, Cookie Dabney, this a beautiful, vivacious woman who was in all of the shows. She was just stunning on the runway. She passed away suddenly of a brain aneurysm in 2014.
Oh, my.
So that was a big blow to our team, and we had to really reorganize. That was, of course, around the time that Jen was sort of coming of age, so she was able to take over a few of the things. But Cookie's presence is still very much missed, and we always pay tribute to her in some way with everything that we do, yeah.
Yeah. So do both of you or either of you have a background in modeling or acting?
Oh, she does.
A little
She
bit.
modeled in the 1980s.
Yeah, I did a little bit of
1990s,
modeling in the 80s and 90s, and well, mainly the 80s. And I've done a few TV commercials, and back when they had the Investigation Discovery Channel shows going on, I was
Yeah.
a regular in those, as well as casting other people, helping
Yeah.
working with the casting
they
directors.
kept casting her. She would always be playing like either like a doctor or a alibi for somebody, or she never got to play the murderer or the dead body.
I know, I was disappointed. Disappointed. Never got
Yeah.
to be
Okay.
the killer, but
So now you have to put a production on where you can play the murderer.
I guess I could. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, she's been involved.
Yeah, I was in one too. I was the daughter of the victim. That was when I was about 13 or 14.
Yeah,
and I played the daughter of one of the murder victims. But
Oh, my.
in one of those shows. But she's also has been involved with 48 Hour Film Festival a lot, where she's written and acted in some.
Oh, we got to talk
Rebel
about
movies,
that. So,
48 Hour Film
Yeah.
Festival, it's a competition. They have them all over the world, but there's a wonderful group here in Hampton Roads that do a film festival where you are given a character, a prop, and a line of dialogue,
Yeah.
and you have 48 hours to make a movie. And it's a short film, but it's still a massive undertaking to throw something together in 48 hours. And I've only been team lead once, but I've participated in it several different times the last few years, and it's a really fun project to be a part of. And I feel like my background with the fashion shows and having done events makes me well suited to be able to throw something together in 48 hours, because while we don't throw our fashion shows together in 48 hours, there's usually a lot of stuff that has to get done in those 48 hours, right before the show or during the show. So
Right.
I've have some experience with that.
Oh, I see. So tell me, what inspired you to create your group, Splash, and then this area? Are you from this area?
Right.
Okay.
I actually grew up in Suffolk.
Okay.
Went to William and Mary. She did many years
Okay.
later. And then I lived in Virginia Beach pretty most of the time. I was up in Northern Virginia for a few years, but most of the time I've been back here.
Okay.
And I think part of it is just around that time frame, 2006, 2007, I
Okay.
was really keeping up. That was when the internet was really starting to explode.
Okay.
And I think back then it was MySpace. But I
remember that.
being online and I became aware of all of the different fashion events in other towns about the same size as ours.
Okay.
For example, Charleston, South Carolina has a great fashion week. We had been in Arizona in 2006, I think, because my husband was on a short-term IT job there.
Okay.
And Scottsdale had a fashion week. And I noticed cities all popping up all over with their own fashion week, focusing on emerging designers from that region. And I knew this area had emerging designers. There was a lot of talent here. So I just we was sitting down at my friend Cookie's dining room table one day. I just went over to visit her, and we were having coffee at her table with Ron and just chatting. Wouldn't it be fun to start something like that here? And they said, we're in. If you want to do it, we're in. So I put together a package, and initially we had a radio station involved that helped us promote it the first season. And then later it just became our organization, and we would have each year we have to go through the process of finding a venue and finding sponsors, and it's realized just how much work it all is in addition to just putting the stuff out on the runway. but it's been fun. It's been rewarding. I've met and made friends with some of the most incredible people along the way, which I think is the biggest blessing of it all. Yeah.
Yeah. And this area is, we probably do what we're doing for the love of the area. I'm trying to focus mainly on things that are taking place in this area. That's why I wanted to have you guys come on. But it's grown. And where do you see it right now in relationship to other areas in the country?
It's kind of frustrating because for a while I was really thinking we can become a big fashion center, but the area is so focused on other things. You know, you get more support from businesses if you're doing a truck show or a gun show than you will if you're doing a fashion show. I think a lot of it has to do with, the military is such an important part of the region. And I think it's just somehow I say more masculine energy than feminine, or
I can see that.
Yeah.
Little less metro.
Right.
Yeah, it's growing towards that area. That I think is going towards
It
that
is.
now. You can actually see with the development taking place in the city down at the ocean front. What were you thinking, Jen?
I was going to say, yeah, there's been a lot. I think a lot of it credit can be done to, it's going to be Timberland Week, and Timberland's cousin, of course, is Pharrell. And Pharrell and what he did with Something in the Water, I do think maybe has given us more of a glimmer of what kind of arts community this area really can be.
Yeah.
And there is something wonderful because I do believe all of the arts kind of go hand in hand. Fashion, music, visual arts.
I do too.
Writing, film production, they all
Right.
go hand in hand. You can't do one without the others.
Yeah, if you watch the red carpet at any of the award shows, the VMAs were just a few weeks ago, and of course the Grammys and the American
Emmys
Music Awards and
last week.
the Emmys. But you can see how much the fashion plays a role in all of the artists' form of expression. And I think the music, of course, really brings to life the fashion show. So this year, being able to incorporate music from this area with the fashion that we're showing on the runway, I think it's going to be especially exciting.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Do you think the arts drive culture, or do you think it's more of the other way around? 'Cause I have a belief.
I think it's both.
I think
they
it's a
feed
circle.
off of each other.
They feed off of each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So fashion is definitely part of the arts, and you could see that. And even with the music, that is an expression of culture.
And there is a big element, I think, in this area of when some people succeed, when you have people that do really succeed in their area, like Pharrell and Timbaland. And there's been just a lot of talent from this area, like going back to like the 70s and 80s even.
Yeah.
It
Teddy
helps.
Riley, the Clips.
Yeah.
We'd be surprised.
Yeah, it just lifts. I think it does lift the community up.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about what you have going on. I know you were talking about the Fashion Week coming up in October, but what else do you have planned? What are your plans for the rest of the year?
Well, I'm hoping we'll get some momentum off of Fashion Week to maybe plan of an event in the spring. Also,
Do you have a lot of people that continue to sponsor? Are your sponsors a lot of the same people and organizations, or is it vary?
So it varies from year to year. I'm really excited this year because we have a lot of really strong, solid vendors, and they're all entrepreneurs or creative people. A lot of people that make their own jewelry or their own soap or candles or skincare products. Because I know a few years ago when we were getting vendors, we kept getting the same MLNs, the multi-level marketing people.
Oh, no.
And this
Yeah.
year we're kind of just kind of drew the line and said let's get the creative talent. We want creative talent everywhere. So we have an amazing group of vendors that are very creative that are going to be there this year too.
Yeah. So Jen, how long are you going to continue to help your mom and carry on? You're just going to take over? What's the plan?
I don't really know. The way that this job works, typically, it's not like a full-time job. So I also do some consulting and I work on some other projects as well.
Oh, okay.
But this is always something I'm going to be involved. As long as she'll have me, this is something I want to be involved with.
Well, I'm sure she would.
Yeah, we have such a good, I mean, in addition to being mother-daughter, we're like best friends now that she's grown up, and I have a lot of respect for her creativity, and she does for mine. So we feed off of each other really well. And then when you throw Ron into the mix too, and he has a different perspective and so much, so many connections to the fashion industry, that I think we really make a good team.
Yeah. How many events do you usually put on per year?
It's usually just one main event. Occasionally, we've had smaller shows in the spring or summer.
Yeah, actually, most years, what we do for Virginia Fashion Week, it's several different shows. This year, it's only one show because we're throwing it together. This one's a little bit more of a sort of speed run, getting this planned, getting this scheduled. But typically, we have one show on the weekend, and then we have like 2 or 3 other shows, either that we produce or sometimes we work with other people that produce shows. For instance, there's one great group, Team Lamb, that we've partnered with in the past. They have an amazing following. They are designers as well as just general creatives who work with the music community and the fashion community, and they're going to be showing at our event this year.
Right.
And last year, they actually had their own show, and they put together some wonderful stuff. So we have a history of partnering with other fashion shows and sort of collaborating with other fashion designers and producers in the Hampton Roads area.
And yeah, this year it is a little different because with the Timberland Way weekend, we want to, we want the focus to be on him for the Friday and Saturday, for the early part of the week. So we're just doing the show on Sunday, and that's our main thing. And we're offering our support to anyone of the Timberland Way team that may need us to help out in events prior to that.
Yeah. Do we have a lot of designers in this area?
Yes, we do. We have
Notable
some great.
ones.
Some really what has been fun to watch is designers that come and they show you their very first collection with you. When I know there was one girl who was right out of college and she showed her first collection.
Mikasa LaCharles.
And she's
now she's a William and Mary alum like us.
She's also a William and Mary alum, and she now, in fact, around the time we met her was when Jen was starting at William and Mary, and she had Mikasa had recently graduated. She did a small collection, then it grew into a bigger collection. She's shown outside of the area. She now has her own Sketching Dreams Academy where she teaches sewing and design to high school and middle school kids. So I think that's great to see people go that way. Another girl that started off as a model with us decided she loved fashion so much, she went to design school. She's now living in New York, working for a company that makes like pajamas and lingerie and stuff, and she's like a key designer with them. So she's working as a professional designer now. And, some other models that have started with us, that a couple of them I took to New York, and one of them worked in Paris and Milan, and she's still in New York. So it's really, another one of our designers has shown in Paris and Dubai and other places. Mm-hmm. So it's really fun to look back on the shows and think of these people that you met and you've become friends with and you've gotten to know and respect, and see them really going amazing places in this field.
Yeah. Do they come back to help, or?
A lot of times they'll come back and they'll show, like Mikasa, where she did not do a collection yet. I think she's going to have one for next year. But this year, because she's been so focused on the academy, but she's going to be a vendor, talking about her academy and things. And several of the others are returning to show again with us. So like Latois, who she actually came to our model call, and Latois Fashion Collection, she is showing with us this year. She just showed in New York, got back from showing in New York Fashion Week. So it's always nice to have, the designers who have branched out come back here.
Yeah. Are you still helping to place models?
I'm hoping to after this year, some of the ones that stand out in the show, maybe doing a spring trip and going up to New York and making some intros. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting. So, Jennifer, talk about how the filming has kind of got me a little intrigued. How did you get into that?
That something is just going back to like when I was in, middle school. I was always interested in like theater and acting.
Right.
And as I got older, I got actually more interested into the writing aspect. So I looked for any sort of opportunities for me to do writing. I love to do particularly comedy and horror. And
in combination or separately or?
Either way.
Okay.
Some of my favorite products we did actually were like more like black comedy type of things that had elements of both. And so that's something that I've always been just really interested in. And honestly, growing up in the fashion world, I got a lot of more knowledge about like shooting video, editing video through some of the things we've had to do through the fashion shows. And I'm still not an expert in those areas. I'm still more of the creative person than the technical person, but it's definitely given me an interesting skill set, or even things like lighting. Like I very kind of intuitively have known on sets and stuff a little bit more about lighting than most people would, just because of the background growing up doing fashion shows, doing photo shoots. Photo shoots sort of were an interesting transition because you're doing a lot of the same things that you do on a film set.
Yeah.
When you're doing a fashion photo shoot. And we haven't really done the physical print media as much anymore, but we used to do a print magazine for all of our fashion weeks. So we do call it Virginia Fashion Magazine. And we would have a keynote photo shoot for each issue. Yeah. Where we would take our best models and our best designers. Usually we would find like a really cool place to shoot, either in Hampton Roads or in Richmond, and do a sort of signature photo shoot each year.
Yeah. So which one do you like the most?
Oh, that is hard. That is really hard. Because to me, they're related in so many ways.
Okay.
It's hard to sort of separate, but I guess I'm always going to pick fashion. Okay. I'm always going to pick fashion over everything else. Like that's number one.
So Anne is happy to hear that.
Yeah.
But
to me, I love it all as well. Fashion, film, theater, art. It all goes together, and it's all just part of. I'm glad when we're doing this this year because it's really got my creative juices going again.
Yeah.
And that's always fun for me, is to be in the middle of a production and to visualize how it's going to come through, and then see what actually takes place. It's usually a little different from what we imagine, but it usually comes through really well, and hopefully a lot of happy people come out of it.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. That should be a great weekend. There should be quite a few people in town to do it. So I'm glad I had an opportunity to run into you guys to talk about that. So you have that coming up. How do people get in contact with you?
The best way is the website, because that has a link to the email as well. Okay. VAFashionWeek.com. Just VAFashionWeek.com.
Okay.
And also I'm on Instagram as myself, Ann Ward Lester, and as VA Fashion Week. Okay. She's Jennifer Ann Lester, and I'm on. I actually do a YouTube and a TikTok channel as well. I do YouTube.
Oh, really?
I do videos on makeup and skincare, and as well as some things.
So you talk about
covering
that
our
a little
shows.
bit.
And
how long have you been doing that?
Actually, that is a funny thing. It started during the pandemic when we really couldn't get out and couldn't do a lot. Yeah. And shopping was mainly ordering stuff online, and I would just test an eyeshadow palette or test, a new foundation or something, and just started doing that on YouTube. And it's grown a bit. I now have a little over 15,000 followers, which is nothing compared to the people that have millions, but it's getting there.
Fabulous Life 101. Follow Fabulous Life 101 on YouTube.
Okay. So obviously, I would imagine some men are, but definitely people as we get older, we're more concerned about how we look. So if you're advising that, I'm pretty sure that's a big
a lot of
following for that. So
is for women like 40s, 50s, and 60s. Dealing with what's good for your skin. As you get older and looking good, because I think a lot of my followers are people who are midlife or whatever, and who still want to look young, dress young, and feel good about themselves. So that's kind of the whole attitude about it. Just be your most fabulous.
Yeah, it's always. Mm-hmm. I think it's great that people, when they get older, they want to continue to take care of themselves, to make that investment. Things are just different, Mm-hmm. People from the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, they look beyond their age.
Oh yeah,
And now, since the 2000s, I mean, you can't really. Someone that takes care of themselves, you can't really tell.
Yeah.
What age they are.
It's amazing how many celebrities that are like in their 50s or their 60s that look like not 40s, a day over 35. Some of them,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you see on the red carpets, women like J-Lo and Sandra Bullock, and thinking about what is. There's some
Angela
people.
Bassett.
Oh God, yeah,
Yeah.
Angela Bassett. I remember when she did American Horror Story Coven, and she was about 55, and she looked 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just fantastic.
She only looks like she's 40 anyway.
Yeah, no, she does not look like she's 40. She looks like she's in her 30s, like to this day, and she's. Okay, I don't even know how old.
Yeah.
In her 60s, I think.
Yeah. I think that's a testament to learning how to eat, your environment. We live near the ocean, so one of the things I do notice is being in the salt water a lot helps
It does.
my skin.
Yeah.
And just being in salt water and moisturizing helps a lot with just the way you look. So
Moisturizer is like the most important thing.
yeah,
You got to
Moisturizer
moisturize in
and
the morning and
sunscreen
night.
and-
Yeah,
and-
moisturizer, sunscreen, retinol, vitamin C.
okay, all right.
That's
So
what
there
you
we
eat.
go. So those are all the things that you talk about.
I talk a little bit about all those things, yeah.
Okay, so what is the name of the podcast or the channel? It's a YouTube channel.
YouTube
Okay.
channel, Fabulous Life 101, and I think it's TikTok is the same thing. And I've, on Instagram it's Ann Ward Lester, which is my name, and also VA Fashion Week are my two Instagram channels.
Okay. Do you have any channels or anything you're doing,
not
especially
really.
with your productions and?
I'm on Instagram, Socialist Socialite. That's the main thing that I'm not as big. I will help with social media for the business and but I'm not like trying to be. I'm not big on TikTok or YouTube in terms of me posting stuff. I watch stuff, compulsively watching everyone else's, but I don't really put out a lot of that.
So your mom's the influencer, huh?
Oh yeah, no, she's the influencer in the family.
We have done things together. Occasionally we'll, but particularly when they have a big sale at Ulta Sephora, we'll, get one thing and we'll invite her into my little room where I have set up with lighting and all. And we'll sit and we'll take a same palette and demonstrate it 2 different ways or whatever. So she's helped
interesting.
a couple episodes, yeah.
That's very good. Okay. I think you told us how to find you. So you're on, are you on TikTok? Did you say TikTok?
TikTok, it's just the Fabulous Life 101 on TikTok.
Okay. So
And-
you're on IG.
Right. And VA Fashion Week is the website, vafashionweek.com.
Okay.
And then,
Are you on Facebook?
yes, just my name, Ann Ward Lester. We have a VA Fashion Week page as well.
Okay. I'm looking forward to coming to your events and even in some extent,
Yeah.
even partnering with you guys on something.
We're
So-
looking forward to that too.
Yeah, we need to put VA a little bit further on the map. Right?
Exactly. And one of the other thing that excites me about this whole weekend, this whole Timberland Way, is the other group of people we're getting to network with. I've met so many incredible creative people and entrepreneurs, that are working together to
Right.
establish this weekend. So it's going to be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you for coming in and talking with us.
Thank you for
And,
having us.
Absolutely. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
That should do it for today's episode of Listen Up. We'll catch you next time on Listen Up. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'm going to ask you to click on the links below, follow, subscribe, become part of the conversation. And remember, listen up.